I do now want to talk about a topic that you touched on earlier in the conversation, and that's the government shutdown. Currently, as you and I sit here, we are in day 7 of this shutdown, and they are always largely unpopular. And I talked to Republicans about this, I talked to Democrats about this, and I've never seen so much daylight on an issue in all of my years of hosting Forbes Newsroom here. Republicans are blaming Democrats, saying they're holding the government hostage over a continuing resolution that they voted for in the past, and almost all Democrats in both the House and Senate voted against the CR that would keep the lights on in the government. But Democrats are saying that it's the Republicans' fault that the right is refusing to negotiate when it comes to health care. I'm curious, when you've asked this in your poll, who do voters think owns this shutdown?
Well, look, I mean, 70% oppose the government shutdown. Voters' perspective is that there's a lot in flux and a lot in the air. We don't need another element added to it, especially the ability of the government to be there and to continue its services. Superficially, who do you blame more for the current government shutdown? It's 53% Republicans, 47% Democrats. And I mean that superficially because once you get into the issues, 65% say the Democrats should have accepted the continuing resolution at current spending levels. And that looks quite good for the Republicans. 55%, once they learn a little bit more about the government shutdown, say that the Democrats are just doing this to please their base. They don't really have good reasons to shut the government down. And when you ask them, who do you think will win the government shutdown? 62% say the Republicans will win it. 38% say Democrats. And then even when you look at it from the lens of the midterms, are you more likely to vote Democrat, vote Republican, or does it not affect your vote? 36% are more likely to vote Republican, 34 Democrats. So the Republicans +2, which would be enough for them to, hold and even grow their numbers within Congress. And 30%, it doesn't affect their vote, right? They will vote on some other type of issue. So the atmospherics around the government shutdown are in favor of the Republicans. And again, the longer this drags on, the more the Democrats are likely to lose this fight. And so I think that they're in a challenging position. I think that they have a superficial reason why to shut down the government, but it's not really landing with voters as well as they thought that it would be landing. And so there's many reasons to oppose the Trump administration if you're a Democrat, but this one feels particularly thin, and therefore they seem to be on thin ice.
So essentially, these numbers say that the majority of people don't like a government shutdown, but Republicans are winning the political messaging war here. Politically, is Congress taking a hit, though?
Yes, I mean, approval of how Congress is working, it's taken a 5-point hit already, and it might go even down, but it's only about 32% approval of the job of Congress today. And that is, historically low, and it's certainly as low as we've ever seen it within the past in our poll tracking. Democrats' approval in Congress, 42%. It's not as bad as it's been. They've been as low as 36% since the beginning of the Trump administration, but still fairly low. And GOP approval is going down as well, but it's 47%. It's 5 points higher than the Democrats. And here you get also a clear signal in terms of, who is likely to win this fight and how Americans are thinking about this fight and this array of issues.